good, guys? Welcome back to the first take. I'm Ed Reese, and today, something which I really should have done last week. I don't know why I didn't. Well, actually, yeah, the whole Batman v Superman thing kind of threw me off a loop. Fucked up my whole weekend. Basically, Conjuring 2 trailer dropped. This is the full trailer. Teaser came out, I don't know, months ago. And that was kind of nice. I enjoy these Conjuring movies. Based on a real couple. Forget their names, but they kind of traveled around solving or investigating spooky goings-ons. So apparently this is another one of their true stories, their true accounts of some shit they went. This time it comes over here to the UK, so let's jump into this, man. Like I said, the teaser was nice, so let's see where this goes. James Wan directed.
Get out now. No, this is not your house. Now, what's your name? My name is Bill Wilkins, and I'm 72 years old.
What do you make of that voice?
Sounds confused. You see now?
The voice on this tape is coming from an 11-year-old girl.
What the fuck?
They're calling it England's Amityville. There is a family that desperately needs our help.
After everything we've seen, there isn't much that rattles either of us anymore. But this one still haunts me. Does it feel like the voice is coming from inside you?
More like it's coming from behind me. Like I'm being used.
Janet, are you alright?
Stop calling me Janet.
She's such a good girl. What's it wrong with her?
An oppressing spirit will try to force you to commit the ultimate sin.
And what's that?
Murder, suicide, or both. You believe us, don't you?
Sensing a presence?
I'm not sensing anything. All I can sense is their own fear.
You're bleeding. What is happening?
I had a premonition of your death.
What did he...
Who's that?
The family's just a pawn. Something inhuman wants to kill you. If we keep doing this, you are going to die.
Don't turn around. Wow. You know, it's watching...
Do you know when the voice is gonna speak?
Did that just loop around?
Sometimes.
It's like a double trailer, or is it the teaser?
Does it ever say things just to you?
Yeah, this was the
That you
teaser.
can only hear?
That came out before. I don't know why they've doubled it up.
Does it feel like it's coming from inside of you?
More like it's coming from behind me. Like I'm being used.
What is it saying?
It said it wants to hurt you.
Oh,
When did
see
it
you
say
later.
that?
Right now.
Yep. First cleared out. Sorry, kid. I'm gone. Deal with it yourself.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Spider-Gwen. want to start talking over this. Well, it's finished now anyway. But yeah, that was the teaser, that last bit that I already reacted to before. But it's interesting because it poses this crazy question. Or not a crazy question, but if you're not a believer in religion or the supernatural, you know, spirits and ghosts and people being trapped, then it has to come down to some sort of psychological, you know, situation there with the girl. But what happens when one person isn't the only person experiencing it? Like it's a family or there's witnesses to these sort of events. Like, how do you explain that? I don't have the question. I don't have the answers to that shit. Like, I'm not really sure where. Like, I'm not a religious person, but I am a spiritual one. Sounds a bit contradictory, but you know, I believe that there's more going on than we really have an understanding of. But that doesn't necessarily mean I believe in religion, organized religion, so to speak. But that doesn't necessarily mean I don't believe that there's something more, you know. But I've had it, like I spoke before in the last one with the teaser, that, you know, I've had experiences as a kid that I can't explain. I kind of keep to myself because it's crazy. It makes me sound like a nutter. But yeah, weird things, figures, people calling my name when I was home alone, and, you know, following the voices around the house, like all sorts of weird shit, and seeing female figures around the place. But when I was real young, it used to be like this crazy radio show that was on like mad early in the morning. I can't even remember what station it was on, but they used to have this clairvoyant guy on there, and he wasn't there because he was being paid to be there. He wasn't getting any money for it. It was just a whole voluntary thing. He would go there and people would call in with their sort of unexplained problems, spiritual-ish, you know, hauntings or whatever they figured they had, and he would give them readings either from the phone or we would visit them. But this guy would do this for free, so that was where the question mark was, because there's a lot of these people that pure con artists. 99.9% I believe of these sort of people are con artists, people that claim to read palms and speak to the deceased grandma and all this other bullshit. But this guy was curious to me because he wasn't getting paid for it. It was all voluntary, and there was a lot of weird shit would happen. I remember one that stuck with me is these people talking about their teenage daughter that would wake up with claw marks across her body and her face, and their parents had actually seen some of these claw marks appear before their eyes. And it was this thing that was following them around even after they moved house, so they couldn't get rid of it. So this actually kind of reminds me of that story quite a bit. And I don't really remember whether there was ever a resolution to that story, but I remember the guy did visit these people, went to their house, and he was saying that there was this entity that was kind of attached to the girl, and it was all fucking spooky, crazy shit. But like I said, I'm not saying that I necessarily believe in that shit, but at the same time, when it's unexplained, like, where do you go with it? It's like, oof. But yeah, like I was saying, the American couple, they're a real people. Even though she says in this that she foresaw his death, that obviously didn't happen because they grew old together. You can see pictures of them. I think there's like videos on YouTube of interviews of them as an older couple. So they lived quite a long time. I think he did die before she did though. But I like these. But another, completely aside from my little waffling about all this supernatural shit, James Wan, seeing this, it just makes me more curious to see what he's gonna do with the Aquaman movie, which, or as Jon Snipp says, hopefully will be not labeled Aquaman but King of Atlantis or something, because Aquaman is kind of a goofy name, to be honest, and it makes people not really take the character seriously because it is such kind of silly name. But King of Atlantis, you take that shit serious, you know, that's something you respect. King of Atlantis. He's already said that his Aquaman, King of Atlantis movie is not gonna have the same tone that Batman v Superman had. He said it was gonna be more, I don't know if fun is the word, but more of a, but not as, you know, I think it's probably the easiest way to put it. But I'm really curious to see what he can do with this now, because it's a movie which, even just by it being so much of it taking place underwater, it's really curious to see how technically they're even gonna do it. gonna be crazy, but watching this really kind of makes me excited to see what he can do, you know, because I gotta admit, Furious 7 was the one that he did, yeah, and I didn't love that, left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth, but it's not really fair to judge that because I've liked everything else he's done on the horror side of things. He's shown that he is a good director. He can do characters, he can do tense moments and build up the tension. You know, Furious, it's a particular type of movie, the Furious films, and the characters act in a particular way. So when you come in to direct those movies, you kind of having to fit within a certain confine boundaries, you know, you can't really change it too much, and especially with the whole Paul Walker dying thing, it kind of made it something that they had to throw together. So you can't really judge his work based on that purely. But yeah, I'm going on too long for this one. But yo, I'm up for this. I'm definitely up for this. What about you guys? Where do you stand? Do you believe in this? Do you? And even if you don't, how do you explain? Which I believe there can be a scientific explanation. It means kind of opening your mind to new ideas, maybe of, you know, electromagnetic like auras that we all kind of vibrate at a particular frequency. So is it possible that if you die physically, something can remain? Not necessarily a ghost, but on a something that could be explained scientifically. Some sort of electromagnetic signature in a particular location or a home. Like if something really intense happened there, like something which you could you know where I'm going with this. Let me know, guys. How would you explain this? And on a separate note, James Wan doing Aquaman, does that excite you? Not so much, or yeah? I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic, definitely. So let me know, guys. Write comments down below. You like the video, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I am Eddie Reese, and this has been my first take to the Conjuring 2 official trailer. 1 plus the teaser that they kind of glued on the back. Yeah, later, people.